everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Nice to meet you. My name is Angelica and we're gonna do all things books today. Book shopping, book hauls, annotating books. It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be a blasty blast. I'm really excited. I bought some books recently that I want to share with you guys. I still have some that I'm kind of on the hunt for, so we might visit like a half price books in this video as well, so I can maybe find those. And I think I'm expecting still some to arrive from Amazon. Before I get started, I am gonna get dressed, put some makeup on. I'm just enjoying my breakfast right now, which is a little bagel and a smoothie. And I'm gonna watch some of my favorite book people on YouTube. So some of my faves that I've been watching that you probably already know. Which, by the way, I'll share what I'm reading right now. So this is probably what I'm going to be reading during this vlog. Book vlog is Addicted After All. This is the last book in the Addicted series. But I believe it's the 7th book. The 7th book in the Addicted Calloway Sister series. And I am reading in that recommended order that you can see like at the beginning of the books. If you guys haven't read the series though, oh my god, like every time I'm reading these pages, I get sad because I realize that I'm getting so much closer to the end and having to say goodbye to the characters. I just love them so much. Like, even though Lily and Lowe's PV aren't my favorite to read, I still love them so much. Ready? Let's do some makeup. I'm gonna eat my breakfast and watch my book girls and vibe, you know?
Laying on the sofa, a cup of orange juice in my hand. Waiting for some thunder, fireworks, some fun.
Eyeliner is so
I haven't been feeling it lately. Technology come and help me. I just wanna feel a bit naughty.
Okay, so I got these from Barnes & Noble, Amazon. And like I said, I want to go to half price books. There's a couple I want to get, and they did have them at Barnes & Noble, but I feel like I've seen them at half price books and like thrift stores before because they're not that new. They're quite old actually. So we're gonna go there I think at some point and see if they have them. I got 4 books at Barnes. They actually had a table that said buy one get one half off on some paperbacks, and it was like romances, thrillers, all kinds of stuff. So I got this one, How to Fall Out of Love Madly by Janet Cassell. I'm actually obsessed with this cover, with this title. I love this so much. Pink and orange. God, I fucking love pink and orange so much. It's like stuff like this that makes me jealous that my book doesn't look like this or have this title, but I am just fucking obsessed with it. It's so pretty. I love the name. I love it. Oh, it's so good. It's about 3 friends, and I think they're all kind of like grappling with the idea of love and their approach to it. And I think it's very coming of age, very interesting, kind of going through your 20s situation. Love that. I got from the other half price table, I saw this book by Lucy Foley called The Invitation. I do have the guest list by her, but I haven't read it yet because I've heard kind of like mixed things, but I should read it. Again, I was kind of just drawn to this cover. I love this kind of retro vibe. I love the pink, I love the green and the black. It's really, really beautiful. This one takes place in the 50s in Rome. It's about Hal and Stella. He meets this girl Stella. He's enamored by her. And then she suddenly goes missing and he doesn't know where she went. And then a year later, he's invited to this yacht at the Cannes Film Festival, and Stella's there. So I think it's kind of like a love story with like some secrets and mystery intertwined. And I love a good romance mystery, so this sounded really appealing. It's kind of thick. It's a little chunky. The text is quite large though. The text, like, that's size 14 easily, you know? These next 3 I did have on a list of books that I actually wanted. I've been craving some like weird stories, some weird fiction. I used to read like weird fiction kind of like a while ago, or I'd read like nonfiction that had like stories about like mental illness kind of things, and I don't know, I just find it really interesting. But I saw this TikTok about this girl recommending like weird books for weird girls, and I was like, I'm listening. So I got, this wasn't in her TikTok, but I've just been wanting to read it, and so I got Bunny, which I hear lots of mixed things about it, but I feel like I might enjoy it because I kind of want a weird story. So I got this. The length is great, the title, the cover, the colors, it's gorgeous. Obsessed. This was in this TikTok of that girl that she recommended called Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. And yeah, very excited. I have no idea what this is about, but this is super short. It's under 200 pages and it's kind of weird, I suppose. I haven't even read the back. A Tokyo sales clerk, Hiko is an unusual person, some who never fit in. She takes a job at Smilemer and finally finds peace and purpose in her daily tasks. Exciting. I kind of get the vibe of Eleanor Oliphant. And then I have just been hearing lots about this. I got this on Amazon. This is Tender is the Flesh. Again, the name, the cover, oof. I'm literally obsessed. I love this so much. This is quite interesting. This is, I feel like, kind of more of like a horror novel. I don't know if it actually is. Let me see if it has a genre on it. So this is about a guy, Marcos, and he's kind of like in a sucky situation, and he like works at this place where they make special meat because all animal meat is poisonous to humans, and that's why you go vegetarian, my guys. And then one day he's like met this person that he falls in love with, and he has to like kind of grapple between his job and this person. So it's very like dystopian, very weird, very creepy. Again, very short vibe. So those are the books that I got recently in my recent like book haul. I have a book coming today, but I already read that book that's coming today. So yeah. Hi guys. It's the next day. It's Saturday. I just filmed a mid-year wrap-up video, and I feel like whenever I switch between like a talking video and like a vloggy video, I'm always like, hey friends. So I did get a new book in the mail. It's right there. I read this book on Kindle Unlimited. I really liked it. I think we'll do a little monthly wrap-up in this video as well, but I bought this partly because this indie author self-published via Kindle Direct Publishing, which is how I'm going to be publishing my book. So I wanted to see like what it looked like and what it felt like to get a physical copy of the book from Kindle Direct Publishing, and I'm really pleased. Like the printing looks nice and even and clear, and I ordered this on Wednesday and it arrived on Friday, and they printed it on Thursday. Like the date is in here, which is insane. So, and also, which was really cool, is that I saw that this author formatted her book with the same program that I'm using as well. So that was kind of reassuring to read. So yeah, I got this. It's kind of like a little reference. This is an 8x5, but I think I'm gonna do a 5 1/4 by 8. So it's just like the teensiest bit wider. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I love the cover. I think it's so fun, and I really love this book, which I'll get into in a moment. I want to go to my half price books to see if they have 2 books. I really want Gillian Flynn book, Sharp Objects, right? Yes. And then I also want to get The Virgin Suicides, to kind of like continue my eerie, weird book moment. And then I think when I come back, we will talk about what I read in June and then plan our July, maybe summer. I'll do a big summer TBR, July, August TBR, and kind of like gather some books together and build our cart. Okay, scratch that. I just checked. They had like website inventory and they don't have either of the books. Well, they do have Virgin Suicides, but it's like the full price, and Amazon has it for like $10. So I'm just gonna order both the books from Amazon. Me really trying to support my local bookstores, but they're not coming through. I think I'm gonna just take a moment and do some annotating on Done and Dusted, and then we'll kind of get into our monthly wrap up and TBR.
Maybe I was blind, known you forever while I tried to find someone that could be my great love. Right in front of me, I didn't realize you were my dream, so you took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be, and now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah, wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is reality, and now you're laying next to me.
Okay, little wrap up time. I'm not sure if I showed you guys this bookmark in my haul earlier or yesterday, but I got it from Barnes & Noble and it's so cute. It's this fiction addiction, and then it has like a little ruler on the back, and I don't know, I was just like in the mood to get a bookmark from Barnes & Noble. It's really cute. I like it a lot. I kind of want to get one from Etsy that has like those epoxy flowers printed in them. Kind of want that. I didn't read any books in May. None. I read 0. How was that even possible? I'm just realizing this. I finished Terms and Conditions at the end of April, and then I read nothing in May. That's so bad. So the first book I read on my Kindle, which is My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Shen. I gave this 4 stars, which I keep going back and forth with to see if I want to give it that or like go down to 3.5 or something, but I think I'm gonna keep it at 4. It was surprisingly really enjoyable. It's supposed to be like a dark romance, which I feel like it wasn't that dark. Like I feel like it was on par with like Twisted Games kind of situation or Twisted series situation, like that kind of darkness, but it wasn't really that dark. I really loved the character Romeo though. Like he was a grump, but he was the perfect type of grump that softened up a bit and like ended up like showing his like softer side to the main character. Her name was Dallas. So it's Dallas and Romeo's POV. Dallas is like a southern debutante. Basically they hook up at this ball, and it ends up being like this big controversy, and they have to get married to kind of like smooth things over on many different levels. I don't want to give away too much because it is kind of like super drama toxic, like whoa, and it's kind of fun to read and like find out all this stuff. Dallas's parents are the worst. I did not like them at all. Her sister is also so annoying, but whatevs. And yeah, Dallas ends up coming back to like the DC metro area with Romeo and living in his big mansion. And she's kind of like this crazy wild child personality, kind of testing his limits. And I think it's really good for him. And so it's kind of marriage for convenience and enemies to lovers. The next book I read was Rock Bottom Girl, which I have in my hand right here. I read this like half on my Kindle, half physical, because this is on Kindle Unlimited. My Dark Romeo is also on Kindle Unlimited if you're interested. This is about Marley and Jake. Marley moves back to her hometown after getting like dumped and get laid off at her job, and she gets like a job working as a PE teacher at her old high school, where she meets Jake, she went to high school with, she had a crush with. They end up like hooking up, and it's like kind of a fake dating situation. I don't know, I didn't love it. I didn't love the fake dating. It wasn't really fake dating. They were just like dating each other, but they had like a timeline at the end. I don't even know. It was kind of ridiculous. The only redeeming factor in this book was Jake. He was delightful, like golden retriever, sweetheart boy. Marley was absolutely insufferable. And I feel like she didn't have that much character growth. The next book I read was Crimson River. I read this on my Kindle. This is on Kindle Unlimited. This is by Devney Perry, and this is the 5th book in the Eden series. I gave this 4 stars. I really enjoyed this one. I feel like people either are really enjoying it like I did, or they're just like so-so about it, which I feel like is the case with most of the Eden series books. I just really love the town, the family vibes. I just like the whole package. So in that case, like that gets like an extra star by default. This is about Lila, which is one of the twins of the siblings, and she runs a coffee shop in town. She's like a workaholic, works. Her sister comes in and is like, you need a day off. You need to take some time to yourself. Go enjoy yourself. So she's like, fine. She goes on a hike and she comes across this man, and he like comes and attacks her. And she's startled. She goes to the hospital. And then this other mysterious, burly, handsome, tall man comes into town. And we kind of find out that he's looking for this missing guy. And so they kind of have this link together, and they have this like immediate chemistry. It is a little bit insta-lovey, I will say, but I feel like it's kind of more just like this instant attraction, and they just kind of go for it. They just like no hold bars. They're like, I think you're hot, you think I'm hot, let's do this. And they kind of just like hook up with each other, which I feel like should have been the approach with this one. But they were like, no, or a couple, you know? Whereas in Crimson River, they weren't really like a couple. They were just like kind of hooking up, hanging out, keeping things loosey-goosey. Last book I read in June was Done and Dusted. I read this on Kindle Unlimited. This is actually a new release from an indie author, and it's doing so well. Like this book is getting amplified, and I'm just like so excited for her. I'm really trying to like find lots of indie authors and read their books and amplify them. There's a couple others that I want to read in July that I found that are on Kindle Unlimited. Was very good. I gave it 4 stars. I got these little notes from Daiso recently, and I feel like after I read a book, and if I have the physical copy, I'm gonna like write a little blurb about it. But I rated it, wow, I cannot speak. I rated it 4 stars. I really enjoyed the characters in this whole book. I would say all of the characters I enjoyed. It's stars. It's about Clementine and Luke. I like both of their names. Some people don't like the name Clementine, but I think it's kind of cute. I love that her like nickname is Emmy. Clementine Ryder, Luke Brooks, and it's brother's best friend is the trope, forbidden love kind of a thing. Super spicy, a little too spicy at times, I feel. I don't know. There was just like, when spice is like back-to-back chapters, I'm just like, I need some breathing room. I need some time to chill, you know? Because I'm just like, okay, we get it. You know, I don't get me wrong though, I love spice. I love the heat sometimes, but sometimes I need a little break. I need a little breather in between. And so that's like one of my qualms with this one. And then there were like 2 lines in this book that did pull me out of the story ever so slightly. And I was annotating it, and I was reminded when I did so because I highlighted it in my Kindle. And there's a line that she says, "This is the real world, Brooks, not a fucking romance novel." And he like threw her over her shoulder like a Neanderthal, which I feel like I hear that line, Neanderthal, so often in romance books. But yeah, her like trying to be like self-aware that this is a romance novel, and she's like, this isn't a romance novel, but like it is a romance novel. I don't know, it just kind of like pulled me back out of the story and like into reality. And I realized this because I had lines like this in my book, and my beta readers told me that it pulled them out of the story, and I didn't realize it as I was writing. But then as I was reading this book and I read that line, I'm like, oh, I get what they mean now. Because it kind of is just like, I don't know, it's almost too self-aware. So 4 stars, highly recommend. I love the cover. It's so stinking freaking cute. I grabbed a bunch of books. We're gonna fill up this cart. I also want to put some books at the filing cabinet behind my desk. So might put some here, might put some there. These are books that I just kind of shopped my bookshelf and that I would like to read in the next 2 months. Who knows if I'll get to it. So first I'm going to put this guy. This is Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. I love the cover. I love the cover so much. I hear phenomenal things about this. I might see if there's like an audiobook because reading hardcovers are a struggle for me. So I grabbed all of the new books that I just bought, so maybe I'll just put all of those up. I showed you guys this earlier. Put her there. Bunny and How to Fall Out of Love Madly. God, I love this title. Oh, I really want to read this soon. Maybe I'll put these out here because I also grabbed The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I don't know. I kind of want to read this. I love this color scheme. And then I grabbed a couple thriller mysteries. This one I got a little while ago. This is called How to Kill Your Best Friend. One of the year, but their friends go missing like while she's swimming in the ocean, and they don't know like what happened to her, and she's like an Olympic swimmer. So kind of mysteries. We're gonna put her there. And then also If We Were Villains, I would love to read this. I hear amazing things, especially when people talk about like their favorite books, and like Addie LaRue is on the list. This one is like right next to it, so I feel like I should read that. Some romance books. I have Tessa Bailey's Unfortunately Yours. This is her new release. And I have Sarah Adams' When in Rome. I actually have both of these, but I'm just gonna put this one here. And then Asimov. I need to read this badly. This is what everyone says is their favorite one. I need to read this, so we're gonna put this. It doesn't really fill up this little shelf, and it's not as aesthetic as I wanted it to. Shove a plushie back there. You like a couple books here. You know what I might put here? The next Addicted series book. I think I might put whatever book I'm currently reading right here. So I'm gonna put this one, which is what I'm currently reading, next to this guy. And that's kind of a cute vibe. Okay, some Kindle Unlimited books I would like to read this summer. I want to start the Chestnut Spring series. I think that's what it's called, by Elsie Silver. I think the first one is called Flawless. Is that what the first one's called? I also want to read Call It What You Want. This is another one from like an indie author. I hear it's like really short, sweet, cute, bite-sized stuff. I want to read Vacation Wars by Megan Quinn. I love the cover of it. It's so cute. I kind of want to read Charlie Love and Cliches by Ella Mays. I read her books last year and they were fun. They were like easy enough to read, so kind of want to read those. Picking Peaches, I want to read. That is another like indie author, and it's part of my book club for July. I loved my Dark Romeo, so I would love to read something else by Parker S. Huntington. Darling Venom. That's the other one I want to read, by Parker S. Huntington. Those are my Kindle Unlimited books that I'm adding to my summer TBR. You guys can follow me or friend me on Goodreads. We can keep track of what we're reading and talk about things and discuss books. I would love to do so. If you want more information on the book that I'm releasing, it comes out August 28th on Amazon paperback and Kindle. You can pre-order the Kindle version right now, but the paperback version will be available August 28th for purchase. Later, next video will be a yearly mid wrap-up, so get ready for that. Get your planners ready, because we're gonna wrap up our goals, check in with ourselves, all that good stuff. See you guys later.